Hi guys, so today I'll be trying out Spellbinders' new small die of the month for September of 2022. It's the Stitched Fall Leaves. I have a video where I unboxed all the different kits and I'll have that link in the description box if you want more info because we're just going to jump right in today. So Spellbinders did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links down in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase the items to those links. So thanks for using those if you'd like. Yeah, so this month, we have all these different leaves, and I gave some sizing info. I mean, you can kind of see on my grid, as you can see the different sizes possibly there on the leaves. All different types of leaves. Of course, they're meant to be stitched. You can leave them alone. They're just going to have the little holes. So they'll have kind of like a lacy look, and then that little embossing will also be there. So I think it'll be really cool, like if you use metallic paper. If you don't want to stitch and use metallic paper, those little embossed lines might be there, and then you have little holes, and it might look, and I think it'll look really nice with that metallic paper. And then we have the outline or the shadow die, so that's really nice. They're not inlays, obviously this cuts its own edge. And we have all these different styles of leaves, and then you have the words Hello Fall, and some of them the lettering is separate, but you have the little guide, if you use the shadow to lay them out nicely. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make this like a scrap project. I'll probably use the embossing folder of the month, of course, because it's gorgeous and it'll make a nice background for us. So probably a standard A2 size card. I'll just grab some card bases from the card kit. I'll grab some paper for the background. I'll just grab whatever I have here next to me. Lots of different scraps of colors. I can see already I have some, like a really nice dark brown. Maybe I'll use Dune again. Even a burgundy I think would look really nice, maybe some dark green. Well, I'll just grab whatever I have here that I think coordinates, and we'll get started. Okay, so just to get started, I grabbed tons of different colors, so I'll probably do one leaf of each kind of color here. And then I have this gold paper I just cut down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I think it's going to really make it pop that way. These guys have their color, but then we have this gold. Again, you have the background or the shadows for the other guys, however you want to use it. I'm going to put this like right down here. Something like that. I'm going to go ahead and run this through however you need for your embossing sandwich in your machine. I'm going to use the Platinum 6, so it's just basically the base plate and this with the paper in it, and the one more cutting plate, and that's it. So I will run this through and I will be right back. And with Spellbinders, the words, you face your paper up towards the words, and that would be your emboss, unless you want it the other way. But since this paper definitely has a direction, I faced it up. But if I put it face down, then the deboss would be on the gold side, and that's really pretty too. So look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me put these things away. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's our card base. Again, I just grabbed it from the card kit. Let me pan up just a little bit, and I'll try to remember to get a little bit closer when we do the stitching. And then, since this is more of a delicate paper, I don't want to put too much glue, because sometimes glue will make the metallic nature of the paper kind of warp a little bit. So if you do use glue, just use it sparingly, and use a glue that is low in moisture. And I think that sounds weird because glue's wet, right? But what I mean is one that's not too goopy, where it just is like saturating your paper. So let me do that. And what I like to do when I do this, I'll frame it out. I just cut my nails, guys, so this is not as easy as it was. We had just gone shopping and get the kids some back-to-school clothes that I know they still need, even though they're already back at school. And I just looked at my hand and my nail was broken. I was like, oh, that's odd. So I cut them all back. Okay, I'm going to line out this whole thing, and I'll be right back. So I always put like a little starter kind of out like this. We can put a little tape in the center too, I suppose. I didn't think about that. Just for a little more sturdiness. But I'll have my hand right here. So what happens is we'll bring this over, and those little papers kind of help you keep your card stock off the card until you're ready to really lay it down and you're happy with your positioning. And then you just pull this off. And lay down. Beautiful card already. Put a little sentiment, you're good to go. But what I'm going to do is just take this. So I figure I might put the Hello Fall maybe somewhere here in the center, or maybe like on a strip. I'm not sure. Maybe across here. So I was thinking is putting some leaves around that. So I grabbed a ton of different leaf colors, but I'll probably just use, I grabbed 6 different colors of paper, but maybe if there's 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom or something like that. So what I'm going to do is just take a few of the leaves, and let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just need a couple more. Maybe this one, and then I'm going to repeat one of them just to tie it back together, so I'm not going to use the other 2. This one looks like a ginkgo leaf. Is that what it's reminding me of? I'm not sure. Very pretty. Okay, so here, just randomly, I'm just going to cut some from different colors of paper, right? So we have that, maybe we have this, maybe we have this guy, and then like this little guy, and maybe this guy. I'm going to run those through, and then I'll run through a couple others on the other color that I didn't use, and I'll be right back. Regardless what you're using, you know, put as many as you can on your surface, and you can run them through and have them all cut pretty quickly. Oh my gosh, how cute is this as soon as you pick it up, all these little leaves. Cute. Okay, so I'm going to run through one more of this one here. I do want to mention, probably use the sturdiest paper you can. Like, this paper is very thin, and you can see I already kind of bent that. So when I go to stitch, it's going to make it a little wonky. Or you can cut 2 of the same, you know, glue them together if you want it sturdier. Like, this is the Spellbinders cardstock, the Essentials cardstock, and this stuff is thick. Well, this one, not this one. This one and this one are from that, and I mean, they feel real sturdy. Where these other ones, you know, they can do probably with having another layer. So just keep that in mind. If you feel like, oh, it's a little bit thin, whatever paper you used, you can just double it up. But I'm going to clean this out to make sure we get a good cut the second time. So always take out all those little bits, and I'm going to do a dark brown one, or yeah, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so you know, it's whatever you like. You want to do some inking, you want to just jump right into the stitching. Again, you can just leave them like that, you know, do your decoration, whatever you're gonna do. And then what colorways do you want to use? And a nice thing to do is use one color so it unifies everything, or you know, do your background shadow dyes one color, or whatever it is that you want to do. But for right now, I have tons of embroidery floss, so I'm just gonna go through my stash and pick out some different colors. I already was looking at this, like this one, even though it's more purple, I think it might look nice, so I was thinking about that one, maybe using that darker brown for that one. I'm sure I have a lighter, I know I have tan color like this one here, maybe for that guy. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose a color for each one that I think goes well. And, oh yeah, I was thinking I don't even have a brown, but look at that. Perfect. Okay, how about this? And I'll be right back. Okay, it works out. Look at this. I love embroidery floss. I mean, there's just so many colors, and it's, you know, I saw another one that was more lime green, but I was like, this is like perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna take one and show you how I would kind of do. If you look at all of them, they all pretty much have like a set of dots in the center, and you can go out from there, right? You branch out. This one, clearly, as you're going up, you know, you could stitch it however you like. If you want to come up this way and then break off and start stitching up and down here, and then come back around up and down here, it's basically the same. But you just have to think about it when you go to do it, right? What I'm saying is the same technique, kind of up and down, up and down. Now, what I'm going to do is take a length of thread, and I usually work with the longest amount of thread that I can. I did that one probably a little too short. I usually do like a good yard. And with embroidery floss, you want to separate it out. You can separate it to 2 or 3. There's 6 strands in each one. So I'm just going to grab 3, so it's just evenly splitting it. And as you're splitting it, you know, you don't want it to tangle back up. I'm just kind of holding it in my hand here, giving it some slack so it doesn't get super tangled. And then whatever needles you like. I believe Spellbinders has like little kits, or at least different supplies that you can pick up there, so I'll link that section in the description box also. So I'm going to put this aside for now. And a lot of time when I'm embroidering, I start off with or whatever it is, stitching, I start off with a knot. I'm just going to grab a little needle, and use the needle that you're most comfortable with. It doesn't have to be too small. I like one with a little bit wider eye, so that it's not so hard to get this in here. And you can also use, obviously, a needle threader to help you out, because you are trying to put 3 strands all at once. Sorry if my camera is freaking out. I'm not even looking at that right now. Alright. So I keep a little bit like this. You're not really doubling it over because that'll be 6 strands again. I usually start off with a little knot. The holes are a little bit big. I don't know if my knot's going to help. So if it is, I'm going to kind of make it so it's a little bit bulky. Or you can just tape it down, or just hold it a longer end and then tape it at the end, or knot it off, however you want, whatever you want. Let me think. I'm going to start here. Again, it's kind of a straight stitch, but it's also going off to the side. So like right now, if I go to this side, cool. And again, at the beginning, it's always a little ganglier because you have that long thread. And then from here, you can go back to the middle. So I'm just trying to get that knot out of the way. I'll tuck that in later. I'm going back in into the middle. And then back out and to the left or right, whatever you like to do. I just start to the right and then left, right and left. That's kind of how I do it. And as you're pulling, just pull it slowly because a lot of times you'll get a little knot going. Okay. Now you can jump up to the next one and come down this way if you don't want that middle, but I do want a middle like runner, so I'm going to go back to the middle from the back. Again, that's why the holes are nice and generous, because you are going to use some of them a couple times or a few times, even many times depending on the design. Okay, now I'm going to go up again, and now I'm going to go straight up. Okay, and that's going to give us that first like little stitch in the center that's going to go up, up, up. So from here, again, now this is where it switches up. So before, let me get a little closer. We kind of started up the center and out, and then came back to the middle, and then out again, back into the middle, and then up, right? But now we're already in the middle, so what are you going to do? So again, you can stitch up more, you can do whatever. I'm still going to go over to the right. Oopsie. So that's what I'm saying. It kind of depends on the leaf and the design, but it's very similar. It's just, you know, you got to think about it. So now I'm here. I'm going to go back to the middle. And now from underneath, again, I'm going to go to the left. When before we were starting in the middle and going up, but now we're going to the left and right and then coming back to the middle. Okay, and then into the center. And this is just how I chose to do it. I'm sure you can figure out another way if you're, you know, a stitcher and you have your ideas of how you want to do it. You know, go for it. I hope that wasn't too, what's the word? Blurry. Sorry, guys. Okay, so again, now I'm here. I'm already in the middle, so I'm going to go up to the center one. And this time bring it back down. Oopsie. Or you can stitch up the middle the whole way and then come back and do these other things, whatever you want. So I'm going to go back down to the one I came out of, that middle, or center. Okay, and since I'm already here, I can go back into the middle here and then go out, or go out here. I mean, because it's tacked down at the bottom. So I'm going to, let me see if I can see how that might look. If I go out from the back. Yeah, that's okay. And then down to the middle. So just stitch it however you like, whatever you think. I'm back in the middle. Again, I'm going to go out to the, to the right. And down into the center again, or the middle there. And then I'm going to go back to the next one in the center, in the top, from the back, because that's where I am. And then down. And pretty much that's how it is. So I don't know if you, I'm just trying to impress upon you that when I started, it was one way, and then it ends up being something else as you keep going. So back in here, again, I can go back up to the center and then come out again, you know, like we did before. Like if I wanted to come out here. This is a little bit different than what I did before. I just want to show you that you don't have to stretch. You can go back to where you were. Then go down the center again, I'm sorry, the right side, and then go back into the center. So now it's kind of like when we started. So it's just, you know, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever the rhythm you like, do that. So back there, and now I can go back in the center, and then back into that top center. Again, now I'm already in the back, so I got to do something different. So now I do have to reach out here. down the center. You're always anchoring it in the center is all I'm trying to say here too. And then back to the left, and then right down into the center. Now since we're already in the center again, you know, see, I'm going to go up here, back down to the center, and then to the right, down. So I'll finish this one up and then I'll go and watch some TV and finish up the others. Down. Again, I'm in the back. I gotta bring it back up. So, oh. So from back here, again, you can bring it here, you can bring it here, you know, whatever it is that you prefer. So I'm just gonna go out to the right, bring it back down to the center. And then out here to the left, back down to the center. And then to finish off, we still have that line here and this one here, so what I can do is bring it up here or down, it doesn't matter, into the center. So we've done that piece, and then I'm going to come up the center of this one. Try not to split any of my threads because it'll be very obvious if we do. And then back down in here, and that is all the stitching. So that's why, you know, you just kind of think about it, where you're at and where you, how you want to get to where you want to go. Sorry if it was blurry at all during the time. And then we can tack it off. Now you can just bring it back through, make yourself a little knot. Or just tape it down, however it is you want. I didn't make a knot yet. And cut that off. And then I'll just kind of glue this way when we go to put it down. Okay, and same thing with all of them. I'm just going to choose a color, start in the center, left, right, right, left, whatever it is that you want to do, ladder all the way up. And that's how I'll do all of them. I'll be back. So guys, as I'm stitching, I changed this one up, and I just want to give you another idea, another option if you're new at stitching. Like, I'm just going to finish this one up, so I'm on that side. What I did on the last couple ones, because, you know, as you're going, your rhythm changes. I started, when I began, I started with the little hole that was up here. Came up through there, came down, and then right, and then left, right? And when I came back over here, that hole was already taken. I took this one and brought it down, so I'll show you what I mean by that. So we're already, this is basically like what I was doing. So we're already here, that's already there. I'm in the back, I'm going to go up the center. Okay, and again, it's just, you know, rhythm, whatever you like, down the center one, over to the right, down the hole again, and then over to the left and down the hole again. So that's basically how I started. Don't get the other ones caught up. And then down that center hole. And again, I'm down here, so I need to come up the middle. So I'm skipping that hole, coming up the middle, and again, same thing, bringing it down so I can get into this hole. So it's just a little slightly different variation of what we did earlier, and sometimes things like that happen. You just kind of give yourself some slack. Again, to the right, middle. So again, sometimes it depends on where you began, how you're doing. So left, middle, and I'm in the back again. So I go back up to the next center one, where this one was a little bit different. I was kind of doing different things depending on where I ended up, right? But the only difference here is because I began my stitching through this hole, I came up through this hole instead of coming up through this one. And then it sets you up a little bit different as you're stitching. So, you know, just something to think about. And again, it depends on the design. And then left, center, and then again, we're here. I'm going to go to the very top one, center, right, center. I like the word center better than middle. I probably should have said center. And then left, center. And that one is done, and I'll just knot it off in the back. Okay, and again, I'll knot it off back here. So that has a little bit smoother than this one, but they're both, I mean, it's just barely noticeable, the difference of how it was stitched up. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I just quickly want to show you what I'm going to do with this one, because it essentially has 3 sections, right? And they kind of branch off. So what I did is I laddered up here. So again, I started in the second one, brought up my needle, went down here, brought it up above that second one in the third hole, down into the second hole, and then brought it up this fourth one and then down. So that's where I'm at right now. Because if I was to just start doing this left and right, it's going to look like it belongs to this leaf instead of belonging to this area, right? The left and right, left and right. So now that I'm here, I'm going to start branching with my left and rights. So I'll go over here and then back into the center. Or actually into the very top like I did before, but you know, however you want. Here into the center. I could have just gone to the top and then back into the center. And now we're here. We're going to go to the space above this next guy. And I'm just going to bring it down. So I did that slightly different than what I was doing before. Again, it's just whatever rhythm you like, get into. I kind of got out of the rhythm because I went in between colors. So like right now, I probably would go up here to the center one now. Again, just laddering up and then bring it down left and right, right and left, whatever it is, or right and left and then do the center, whatever is you like. So now to the right, to the center, and that's slightly different than what I just showed before. Again, whatever you like. I remember when I was learning to cross stitch and embroider, and they say good needle artist will have work that's as neat in the front on that one. So they say the sign of a good needle artist is that the work is as neat on the back as it is on the front, right? So like you have this really nicely, and then your back is all crazy. No, it's supposed to be stitched up real nice. So okay, just finished that. So now back up to the center and down. So I know I can't do all the leaves. I mean, this video would be super long to write. I just wanted to show you kind of what I was doing for some of the ones that are a little bit different, or if you just want to change up the way you're doing it. Again, left, center. Don't do that. Hold on. Let's bring this up. Okay. You can kind of feel when a knot is starting to be created, so just be careful when you're pulling through, and you can always put your finger in the way to kind of help it. And now center, back down, and then finish up my right and left. So here to the right, and center, and then into the left and back to the center. So now I'm done with that portion of the leaf, and so all you do is you can just kind of wind your way back down or finish it off there and start again down here somewhere, but you can also just come back down and just keep it kind of flat. What I'm going to do is kind of go in here and around here, bring that back down. Oopsie. I caught it on that leaf tip again. Pull that back up just a little bit. It's so funny. It's been like in 100 degrees even out here in San Diego, and we're talking about fall. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so here again, I'm close enough where I feel like I can get started. So what I'm going to do is start with the hole that's above that. That's what I've been doing, above. I know that initially I showed just to start at the beginning and then, you know, go up. But I'm going to start at the space above and then down. So now you're set up nice to do your right and lefts. So to the right, center. You're going to come up behind the left. Oopsie. Again, when you start pulling really fast, it's like, oh yeah, you want to go quick, dilly-do. So you get a little knot. You can just kind of, I'm going to finagle this knot out. I'll be right back. All I have to do is just loosen it and then pull it out. Sorry, just want to finish that. And then back down to the center. And then we continue on just like I've been showing you. So now I'm going to go up above that center one, down. Oopsie, I just poked myself there. And then again, right and left. Okay, then right and left, same thing. Finish it up. And then when I'm done there, I'll just snake it back through the back and start doing it on this side. And again, up in here to the bottom, right and left, okay? I'll be back. So I just finished this guy up. Again, a little knot or something in the back here. And just kind of tack it down. Of course, I would bring it around the stem there, okay? And then I'm just gonna kind of play with this and see what it is that I want it to do. There's actually in the large die of the month a really cute, just like little bar that says thankful, and I was like, maybe I should do that. So anyhow, but I kind of want to anchor those guys with like this, something like that, and then have a little something in the center there. So I think I'll do that. I think I'll take this thankful. I'm gonna run it through the same gold paper. That way, it brings that back up, and then I'll mat it with something else behind there. Maybe just take one of my little banner dies or something, just to put something else behind it, and that'll help us pop it up. Okay, I'll be right back. This is a little thankful bar like I showed from the large die set. How cute is that? The die of the month, and there's just a banner that I had in my stash. So I think I'll just glue those together. And then I'll put some dimensionals on the back of that little banner piece. And I will be right back. Again, you don't want to warp that too much. Okay, so if I bring that back again, we're probably going to glue those guys down, and these guys can just be like in here. So I really like where everything is at. So what I'm going to do is just put some glue, and quite a bit of glue. And not everywhere, that way it has a little movement. Something like that. I'll do the same thing down here. So I just have them kind of grouped together there in the center, and then this little guy will help me kind of keep it down. Of course there's a lot of texture, so I'll continue playing with that, making sure everything's down. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending this item for review. Hope you guys liked, some of the different tips. Everyone has their different stitching style, and so just do however you like to do it. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.